Hi, Antonisha. How are you? Lehakwa, are you there? If you're in the chat, if you're in the stream, please put your name in the chat. Hi, everybody. Hi. Yes, put the names in the chat if you're in the stream. Please put your names in the chat. Hi, Karabo. I see you. Hi, Antonisha. Good evening. Welcome. Okay, I see you, LGK. I'll see you, everybody. I see. Akiana, hi. I see you. Well done. So, let me get to work, okay, since you're all here. Let's get to work and let's talk about this interesting subject, all right? Now, let me explain something to you guys and we can get to work, okay? When we talk about vectors, we are talking about a line or something that joins two positions. So when you have a Cartesian plane like this is going to be the y-axis, this is going to be the x-axis. So we have the x-axis, then here we have the y-axis. This is called the Cartesian plane. We can have any point on the Cartesian point B, point whatever. When we say we have a vector, we are going to have to come a way of coming from some origin to go to point B. So I want people to know, okay, of the very first important vector that we have, because it's going to be the one that will lead us to everything. Let me say this. We have one and only one vector. And that vector is called the position vector. Everything which we have is going to revolve around something called position vector. Hi, Tatayoni. Vector, guys, we want to come from one point to go to another point. So you are going to describe to someone how they can move. And you're going to be using a vector. A vector describes movement. How much should you move and how much should you move? It describes movement. And it is closely related to coordinates. Coordinates will describe the position of something. Where is it located? Where is a point located? But a vector will tell you how to go to that point. So, position vector of something, you are going to meet this word for many years. And it's going to get much more interesting. Position vector of something comes from its location. So if you want to understand this topic, they are going to hide a lot of things, but everything is going to be blasted when we think about it as a position vector. Don't ever think about any vector unless you are thinking about it as a position vector. So I'm about to describe to you a position vector. So we have point B. B is a point which is somewhere. When we talk about vector OB, it is going to be how you come from the origin to go to B. So when you are coming from the origin going to B, that's the position vector of B. So position vector of B is vector OB from origin to B. And how we will get it is, you will have the coordinates of B. You will be knowing they will give you the coordinates of B. If they give you the coordinates of B, you have vector OB. So if you are told that point B is at, if you go down in the X, it's at 3 maybe. If you go in the Y, it's at 5 maybe. So it is 3,5. Let's say you, for example, it is 3,5. That means you've been told. They can show you on the graph, or they can just say it to say you have point B, which is at 3,5. Once you have the coordinates of B, you have vector OB. Vector OB is equal to 3 in the X, 5 in the Y. So vectors are written as, a vector is written as how much you travel in the X. So you put it like this, X, then you put Y to represent how much you travel in the Y. Yes, Simon, well done. You're doing amazing. I see you, Simon. Well done, guys. I won't last long. It will be short. We are just putting layers. Why we are doing this is we are suffering now so we don't suffer tomorrow. When there's pressure of exams, we won't have much to learn because we are building our house slowly. We are doing the most stubborn of subjects called maths early, because it doesn't work when you do maths last minute. It's not a last minute thing. So we are putting, even for preparing for your test, by putting the things in order. So, Mr. Clarify, what are you saying? Can you say something that I can hold on to? What are you saying is the main thing that I should know about vectors? You should know the position vector. So whatever you are going to get, you should have it as position vector. So first, we are getting harder. Not much harder, but a little bit. We are going to talk about something. But first, look here. I said, when you have coordinates, the first thing I said is we are going to always, guys, we are going to always be looking for position vector from different things that they give us. From the different things that they give us, we are going to be always looking for position vector. How can I find position vector from this? 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 We are going to be, because it's the main thing. That's the most important vector. The vector from the origin to that point. The position vector, which tells us how to move from the origin to the position we are trying to go to. So when we are given coordinates, we have the position vector. So first, everybody agrees with me that we want position vector. And when we have coordinates, we have position vector. So position vector, you can get it easily from coordinates. The second thing I need you to do is to change any other vector into position vectors, because they can now say something about AB, whether they want you to find it or use it or whatever. Find vector AB or whatever. This is meaningless. Vector AB, they are just asking you, how do we come from a point A to go to a point B? Now, I want you to know, this will be vector AB, that this is going to be meaningless, because it's not a position vector. It's not a position vector. So if we want to know how we come from A to B, we must express it in terms of position vectors. Position vector is or something, or something, or something, or something, or something. Origin to somewhere, or something to the origin. Origin to somewhere, or something to the origin. These are the ones. So what I want you to know is we are going to need to know vector OA, and we are going to need to know vector OB. Then we will be able to come from origin, from A to B. So if they talk about vector AB, I'm going to show you. Calm down. Listen. I always give you the main points. If you listen closely, you hear them. I have said the first thing. Don't you ever try to do vectors without the position vector. You will be in trouble. If you try to do vectors without the position vector, you are playing with fire. Position vector is the secret. I'm not going to say too much tonight. I'm just giving you one piece, and I'm going to be continuing. I want you to hear me. Position vector is the secret. And what is position vector? It will be vector or something. Or A, or B, or C, or X, or A, or B, or C, or something. We'll always get it. One way of getting it is if you are given coordinates of someone. If you are given the coordinates of somebody, then you have his position vector. Just change coordinates that are written as something, comma something, to be written this way. 3, 5. One number at the top, one number at the bottom. X goes on the top, Y goes on the bottom. So it'll be 3, 5 like this. Then you'll be having the position vector. Now, if I want vector AB, I want to find vector A. That's the next thing now. How do I change meaningless vectors like these ones? How do I change them, sir, into position vectors? If you want to change AB into position vectors, you start with the last one. So it will be OB. Then you subtract the first one, minus OA. Okay? So now it is in terms of position vector. You see, you have converted AB, which is a meaningless vector. It's not a position vector. It's not. Change it to position vectors. AB, if you want to change it, I said you start with the last one, B. So it will be OB. Remember, we are changing it to position vectors. Or something, or something. So we start with the last one, position vector of B. So it will be OB minus the first one, OA. Then now we have AB as a position vector. So when we are going to be starting our calculations, we are going to be using that. We will change these things into position vectors. Then we will calculate. So we must know, number one, how to find position vector from coordinates. That if you have coordinates, Mr. and Mrs. and Miss, ma'am, lady, gentlemen, listen. If you have coordinates, you have the position vector. I've told you. Don't look for it. You have it. You have the coordinates of B, so you have vector OB. You have the coordinates of A, so you have vector OA. Now what you will need is to then be able to find them from something like this. AB. We want to come from A to go to B. There is no way. The only way is to use position vectors. So it will be OB minus OA. We are going to, I will explain to you later on after we have mastered this why it's like that. Not now. It will waste memory space in our minds. We don't have that time. Right now we should know how to come from weird things like AB to B vectors. What if they give us CD, sir? if they give us CD, how do we write it in terms of position vectors? You're not going to let me down now, are you? I said start with the second one, D. So it will be OD. Then say minus, do the first one, C. So it will be OD minus OC. Then that is how you'll be having it. Do you understand? Can you see what I'm doing? Can you see what I'm doing? The first thing is always express everything as position vectors. I'm going to solve a lot of questions for you. But in all these questions, we will be doing position vector, position vector. If we see AB, we don't want it. We're not going to work with it like that. AB is meaningless, absolutely meaningless. If you keep it like that, it's your problem. Because I've told you, don't change it to position vectors, then you can solve it. If you want to solve it, change that meaningless vector of yours to a position vector, please. When you have changed it to a position vector, then we can start talking about solving it. We'll start to talk about solving it, but it must be expressed as a position vector. And position vector is always from origin, all the time, period. Thank you. From there, we'll start to look at any other statement they'll tell us, and I'll show you how we'll finish this off. But the first and most important thing is that any vector should be written as a position vector. Position vector tells us how to come from the origin to go to a point. If we are given the coordinates of that point, we can write them as a position vector. Thank you so much, position vector. We love you so much. We need you. That's what you say tonight. Position vector, I will not forget you because I'll be playing around with my marks. So from here, I'll now start to tell you all these other things. And for that, I'll meet you again, okay? I just want to do 30 minutes per day. I'll meet you again tomorrow at 10. And same time, okay, at 10. We do a 30-minute strong math session on vectors. I continue to the next thing and give you some practice. That is it. Thank you for those who are brave, who have done this 30 minutes. Goodbye and go to bed.